I'm hoping you guys will help me solve a mystery. Is it possible that this beautiful old guitar once belonged to Texas music legend BW Stevenson? This is my buddy Sergio Webb. He's a great guitar player and songwriter, and he's East Nashville royalty. He's going to tell you how he found this guitar.
We were in Idaho. I was living in Boise, Idaho, and I needed an acoustic guitar. And there's a great luthier in downtown, of Boise named John Bolin. And I went to his shop and seen if he had anything, and he had this old guitar hanging on the wall. And he said, it's been here for like 5 years. A guy brought it in, like a farmer, and he said, I needed some frets redone on it. So he put these nice, beautiful Gibson frets on there, and with a, bound fingerboard, that's a bit of a job. And he says, it's been 5 years, and the guy never showed up. So, the bill was $210, and so he goes, I'll take $210 for it. And I said, all right, it's a deal, my friend. And I love it. It's just, I've traveled the world with this guitar, actually. So, this is how I got it, and it was, I oil it a little bit, but it's pretty dry, even in Tennessee. So it's a little fragile for a 70-year-old thing, but there you go. So I paid the man's bill, and I've had this guitar for, almost 30-something years, So, I was sitting around, and I heard Brooks and Dunn had just come out with this song called My Maria. It was a big hit for him. And I went, oh, man, that's a BW Stevenson song. And I went, oh, BW. And they used to call him Bucky. I don't know. I'm going to draw that connection. But, I hope so. It's just a lovely instrument, and I imagine it's something he would have played. So.
Well, did BW have any ties to Idaho?
Other than his songwriter, the guy that co-wrote with him was an Idaho guy, and I can't remember his name, Danny, at the moment. But he co-wrote My Maria. So if you go look that up, that guy was the Idaho connection of that. So there's a great music scene up there, always has been. So. But I went, BW Bucky, because I was a huge fan of his. When I was living in Dallas, he played the local bar, like the Radio Cafe or something like that. So I saw him many times. I never saw him playing this, though.
Did you know about him at a young age?
Oh, yeah. I used to sneak into bars to hear him. He was great. He had just high tenor voice, and just kind of, I think, Don Walzer, except writing his own songs, that kind of cat. Not so much swing, but just a good cat, man. Great, inspirational dude.
Ray Wiley Hubbard was friends with BW Stevenson back in the day in Dallas. And I showed Ray a picture of this guitar a few years ago and asked him if he recognized it. And he said he honestly couldn't remember one way or the other. Billy Block played drums for BW Stevenson for a long time, and Sergio showed him the guitar. And Billy Block said he couldn't remember one way or the other, but it looked really familiar to him. We're hoping somebody out there might be able to help us solve this puzzle.
I couldn't figure out. I knew it was a Gibson because I'd seen him around, and I played this gig for Bonaparte's retreat. Emmylou Harris's dog, benefit thing. It was cool, and her guy Maple Byrne was there, and he looked at it and he goes, "That's a lady's Gibson." And I go, "What does that mean?" He goes, "There's a book about it. Go get it." And I went, "Okay." So I got the book, which I have.
Back in World War II, while men were fighting overseas, women kept the factories running back home, and it was no different in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Some of the best guitars ever made were made by women in the Kalamazoo, Michigan Gibson factory. There's a book about it called Kalamazoo Gals that I highly recommend you pick it up.
And so I got the book, and I'm reading through it, and I see the serial number on the guitar, and I go, well, that's the same number as mine. So I wrote the guy that wrote the book, and he goes, yeah, because it was one of three. And he goes, this is one of them. His is more beautiful than mine, but,
so there's three of these?
He said, with this, that's a batch number. There's no serial number on it, but there's a batch. So it was made, I can show you on the inside, we can find it, but it says when it was made. And on that day, there was only this many made. They did keep those records, so.
It's beautiful, beautiful.
Well, that stuff, the binding, they said, was taken from, stuff they could find in the basement. And all the woods were, this is from, I think the 20s or the turn of the century binding. And then it's just all mahogany. It's beautiful piece.
This is mahogany.
It's all, this is all mahogany, yeah.
Top
This is spruce. This is spruce.
BW had good taste.
I know, I think so too.
I know it's a long shot, but everybody loves a good mystery. If anybody out there recognizes this guitar, please let me know. I know we have a lot of people watching in Texas, a lot of people with Dallas ties. Maybe some of you are his BW Stevenson's friends or family, and you could help us solve this. You know, if you recognize this guitar and it belonged to somebody else completely, let us know in the comments. But thank you guys very much. Subscribe, click the like button, and share this with your friends. And I'll talk to you soon. Much love to you.